Welcome back, gang, to the channel. Here we are, volume 4 of your charter questions asked. I've been calling this the BVI charter questions asked, but I also answer questions about chartering in the EXUMAS, and I have kind of the equal amount of questions this time, so we'll kind of split it up. Update, we went on our trip to Croatia. I'll link that video down here. It's really busy for me in the fall, November, December, my busiest times. If you don't know, I'm a director. I direct The Voice on NBC. I also direct the CMA Awards, so it's a really busy time for me, so I can't charter during this time. However, I'm happy to announce somewhat of a partnership with MARINEMAX. They're interviewing me for one of their magazines they have coming out. I'm going to do a podcast with them at a YouTube thing, and we're just going to kind of partner a little bit because there's something exciting happening in our lives, meaning my wife and I, at the end of the year. I'm not going to tell you now, but it's really exciting and it's to come. So here we go. Question number 1. I just got this question the other day and I just thought it was the funniest thing I've ever read. Here's the question. What is BVI? Next. Okay, how much should we budget for a trip like this? Well, like this. What do you mean like this? I think what they mean is like a 7-day charter, right, in the BVI with the moorings and MARINEMAX. That's probably what they mean. Well, it depends on how many people you got. It depends on if you're going to sail or if you're going to have a motor yacht. It depends on how much room you need. It depends on how many times you're going to eat out versus, it just goes on and on and on. Look. You can spend as less as it's probably $5,000 or $6,000. You can go all the way up to $25,000. It just depends on you. Just look at both websites, call them, ask them, put a little budget together. You're in charge of your money, right? So you call them and you put it together, but it varies depending on what kind of trip you want to have. I have a group going in November 2021. One day, half want to fish, the other half want to shop and eat. Where would you suggest I leave half the crew to have a great 6 hours ashore? In other words, this guy's going fishing. Well, look, there are several options to drop them off. Look, if they want to, shopping is the more difficult part, but if they just want to have a great time, look, just drop them off at Jost Van Dyke at White Bay and let them sit at the Soggy Dollar Bar all day long. Why not? I mean, there's a lot of other places they could go. You could drop them off at Cooper Island. There's a lovely little shop there. It's just a shop, not shopping, just one little shop. But they got a rum bar, they got a beach, there's a little dock you can drop them off at. Anywhere in the North Sound you can drop them off, Leverick Bay. Again, Bitter and Yacht Club's not quite open yet. Soper's Hole, you could drop them up. There's no beach. But if you want to do a lot of shopping, they need to be dropped off on Tortola. It's the biggest island. They can get a taxi. They can go from a mall to the grocery store or wherever they want to go. So it just depends on exactly what they want to do. Thinking about switching from the BVIs to the Abacos for our December 21 trip because of COVID restrictions and my unvaccinated travel mates. Any suggestions? I recommended to him that he does switch. Obviously, he's chartering with MARINEMAX because they're in the Abacos in the EXUMAS, in the Bahamas, sorry. Look, I hate recommending this. I hate steering people away from the BVI, but if you are unvaccinated, I believe you still have to quarantine when you go there. So it's kind of a bummer, right? So you don't have to do that in the Bahamas. So I recommended to him that he does switch over. I'm recording this on October 10th. So again, things may loosen up as we get into the fall and into the new year. We hope. At the moment, currently, yeah, unvaccinated people in the BVI, I think they have to quarantine. Just getting started and found your channel. Very informative, and will be booking for 22 when I'm certain BVI is fully open. Thank you again for the time. Cheers. One important question. Is that Scotch or Bourbon? He's referring to me standing in front of my bar over here, and I always have a drink in my hand, and generally it's Scotch. Not that big of a bourbon fan. I love that Scotch. Sometimes it don't love me though. Ooh. Where do you stop for gas? I'm assuming he's talking about the BVI. Look, there's a lot of different places you can stop in the BVI. I like stopping at Great Harbor, which is on Jost Van Dyke. You can stop there. Scrub Island has a full marina. Leverick Bay, full service. Bitter End usually did. I don't think it's open, but they usually have in the past. Soper's Hole has in the past. I'm pretty sure they're full service again. From what I hear. So there's a lot of places around the circle, the loop, if you will, to get gas and water. Chartering in a Kilo 44 in November. Do most of the restaurants take credit cards, or should we bring a decent amount of cash? Thanks. Love the videos. I am going to couple this question with another question. Doesn't seem like they go together, but they do. Is ice readily available throughout the BVI? And how is the refrigerator and freezer space on an Aquila 44? All right, the reason why those two go hand in hand is very simple. You can use your credit card everywhere. They're all advanced now. They've all got little swipes. Some of them do it on their phones. So they're all advanced. They're fine. You can do everything with a credit card. So save your cash. The reason why you want to save your cash is you'll need cash every morning. Why? Well, when you hit your mooring ball, usually the mooring balls are like 30 bucks a night, 35 bucks a night, whatever it is. So how do you pay that? Well, this guy comes by or gal comes by on a little dinghy and hands you a receipt. You give them the 30, 35 bucks, whatever it is, and that's your ball for the night. Make sure you get a receipt, because sometimes some guy can come up on a dinghy and take your 30 bucks and bye. Then first thing in the morning, another little dinghy comes zipping by, and you'll notice he has a bunch of trash bags, in his dinghy, and a bunch of ice. And he's there to service your boat. So generally ice is $5, $10. You get a couple of bags of ice, and you give them your trash. And that's a couple of bucks as well. So you're gonna spend about 15 bucks or something like that getting ice and giving him your trash. So that's really what you need your cash for. So what we did last time is we just decided it was going to be, like 50 bucks a day or something like that. So the 4 couples, we just threw cash in a pot and we had it there in the boat. And whoever was awake when the dinghy guy came up in the evening or in the morning, they paid him, and that was the way. So we just kind of consolidated our cash, and that's how we used our cash. Love the videos, Alan, with a bit of envy. Well, good. I'm glad I'm creating some envy. That's good. Planning now for our charter in either BVI or EXUMAS next year. What would you say is the best time of year to go for either spot? Best in terms of weather, wind, temp, crowds, etc. Thanks, and keep the vids coming. Well, look, in the BVI, it's all great all year long. The only time you don't want to go to the BVI, or you still can, you just got to check the weather, is hurricane season, obviously, which, runs from whatever it is, September, in July, August, September, through like the end of October, right? But I mean, look, plenty of people go. It's cheaper to go at that time of year. Just check the weather. And if the storm comes brewing, just don't go. But as far as weather and conditions, the BVI is great year round. Bahamas is also that way. However, if you go to the Bahamas in January, February, March, the water is a little cooler because remember, we're like 1,300 miles further north now, right? You're like even with Florida. So the water will be in the upper 70s, low 80s with a little bit of wind every now and then and even some rain, but it's still beautiful. And the great thing about January, February, March in the Bahamas is that it's not very crowded, because that sucker gets really crowded in April, May, June, and July, right? Because it's vacation time, right? So it gets really, really crowded, but the weather's better. And the water's up around 84, 85 degrees, and it's always hot and it's always beautiful. So it's up to you. I've been to the Bahamas twice in January and February. I didn't find the water to be that cold. We had a little bit of rain and some wind once or twice, but it was still satisfactory for me. Good morning, Alan. Love your BVI videos. Very informative. We are headed there on the 10th for a 5-day Powercat charter. Wish I could have done longer, but this is our first time. We're also doing 5 days in a condo on St. Thomas. That's a really good idea, by the way. If you had just 5 days around the BVI on a Powercat, what places would be at the top of the list? Well, I answered him on Instagram. I think he DM'd me or something like that. And this is what I would suggest. This is a little bit of you're really moving a lot here, and you're moving fast, but you're going to see a lot, and I think it's worth it. I, again, would just go straight to the Baz, day 1, and then I would tie up at Leverick Bay, spend the night there. Second day, I'd get up very early, and I would make it out to Anegada. It takes about an hour and a half, right? Once you're there, you get on your scooters, you go over to Calrick Beach, maybe Big Bamboo, a couple other places. You have that lobster at night, and then on day 3, you're going to have to be getting up early to do this. I'd zip back over to the Dog Islands for the afternoon, and then spend the night at Marina Key or Scrub Island. The next day, I'd get up and I'd go straight and get up really early, like at 7 a.m., and I would go straight to Jost Van Dyke and White Bay, because the mooring balls in front of the Soggy Dollar Bar, they'll fill up quickly. So get there early in the morning and just plant your butt right on the sand in front of the Soggy Dollar Bar and have a great day and a great afternoon. Around 3 o'clock, let's let go of that mooring ball and we'll go right around the corner and go into Great Harbor, because then we get to go to Foxy's for the dining and the dancing, right? Okay, day 5. Now we're going to get up early again. We're going to go around Tortola and we're going to go to the Indians and we're going to snorkel in the morning. And then when we're done with that, late morning, we're going to go over and grab a ball at Norman's Island. Why? Because for lunch, we're going to drink, eat, and jump off the Willie T. And we may stay there all afternoon, just drinking and jumping. That's what you do. Come back over to your boat and have a lovely dinner at Norman's Island. It's called the Bite, the Pirate's Bite. I don't know why. It just is. And it's gorgeous. Missing a few of the other things that we do on a 7-day itinerary. This is a lot of traveling and it's a lot of getting up early, but it's a great way to see 5 wonderful locations in the BVI on a 5-day trip. Okay, that's it. Quick and easy this time. And again, I'm gonna be doing some other videos, some cooking videos and stuff for the rest of the year. And then at the end of the year, it's gonna be all boating all the time. I can't wait to tell you all about it. See you next time.